Hi everybody, welcome to the Career College Facebook Live graduate chat. This is our first graduate chat. It was lovely to meet some of the Griffith University graduates and students last week at the Student Guild Careers and Employability Fair. There were lots of questions that were asked at that time, and it made us realise that it's been a really challenging year for a lot of people throughout 2020 with COVID and lockdowns and the change in the employment market, and certainly for a number of people who are wanting to travel overseas, the inability to travel interstate and overseas to find employment. However, the Career College's motto is that you actually create the life that you dream, and that it is possible, no matter what the external circumstances are, to find your dream career. So some of the questions that were asked of us was, how does a private recruitment agency work? Essentially, there are a number of different ways to find employment, and one of them is through a recruitment agency. Now, a recruitment agency is an organisation, a company that helps people find work. Essentially, a government-based employment agency that is funded by taxpayers is there to assist employers in finding staff, but predominantly they're there to assist people who are long-term unemployed or who are unemployed and found themselves in unfortunate circumstances to find work. So what they do is they offer incentives to employers that the government pays to hire people. For example, at the moment, the government's put in some incentives to hire young people, or if you've been out of work for a while. A private employment agency is an organisation that's owned by a private company, obviously being private, the word there. And what we do is we work for the employee and also the employer. So a private employment agency may specialise in a particular area. What we do is we take a brief from a client and they tell us what they're looking for in an employee, and then we go and find them. So there's different ways that you can be employed through a private employment agency. One is by permanent recruitment, which means that you get a permanent full-time job. The other is that you can be a temporary or contract employee, which means that you have a short-term employment opportunity with an organisation. So the difference between the two, in short, is that a private employment agency is for people who are seeking employment and maybe particularly in a particular field, and the government employment agencies are more there for the people who can have incentives from the government. The other thing that a private employment agency is, you can simply register online. It's quite simple, and different agencies specialise in different areas. So you may find that if you're an engineering graduate, that there are employment agencies that specialise in engineering or IT. There are some that specialise in labour hire, and they hire out builders, plumbers, carpenters, labourers, etc. So what you need to do is to find a private employment agency that matches the type of employment that you're seeking. Some of the bigger employment agencies may have different divisions, which essentially act as mini agencies within an agency. In other words, they may have a recruitment consultant that has 1 or 2 or 3 people working in a particular area. We have a company called Career Development and Management Guru, which is a sister company to the Career College. And our private employment agency is a general recruitment agency, which means we recruit across a number of industries and professions. And we also have a specialist division in accounting, and also in hospitality, and also in legal. So to register, it's free. You simply need to upload your resume, a cover letter, and they may have some tips and things like that, the types of employment that you're seeking. Does it cost money to register with a private employment agency? Excuse me. So it doesn't cost you any money. In Australia, it's free to register for employment.